Hey, what's up guys? Petzergling here, bringing you the 3 set of Group H. This is Stork versus go.go, and this is going to be the epic slaughter of the just amazing PvT player Stork versus the awful TVP player go.go. But go.go actually showed some interesting play. I mean, he played very strategically versus C, and he made some good decisions, but you know, his control just wasn't that good. And even though C was just losing and obviously playing very poorly, I mean, C's control was just clearly better. And Stork, I think, is probably one of the best microcontrollers. I don't know what you don't really want to call them controllers. One of the best unit controllers, I guess you could say. Really. That I've ever seen. And as I'm sure you guys heard, I'm joined here with Daz. And so what do you think about these games? Do you think go.go's going to take this one home?
No, I really don't think go.go's going to take this one home. I think go.go's going to have nightmares at home from this game. I think Stork's going to absolutely crush him. We got to sync this up here. 1-0. Game started. Yeah, I think Stork's going to absolutely crush him. I mean, the point you made, just the difference in unit control is just so huge. I mean, Stork's Dragoon control and Reaver control are basically at levels that we haven't seen since Into the Rainbow. I mean, the only guys that we can really compare to Stork in terms of control are Into the Rainbow and maybe Free. And, okay, it looks like Stork's going for an immediate... Yeah, he's going for an immediate kind of proxy here, which...
I hate Protoss so much.
As much as I don't really like to see Stork cheese, I mean, against go.go, cheesing is a great option because his unit control is so superior. I mean, if he gets a Zealot into go.go's base, he's probably going to be able to out-micro him so badly that go.go's head will probably be spinning from the amount of damage he takes. So it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. As the probe was sent out so early, it's going straight down. He's probably going to build a pylon and go for one gateway Zealot push. And I think that's probably going to end the game. I don't think go.go's going to be able to withstand that. I think that's going to be it, man.
Yeah, I was thinking, you know, maybe if go.go tried some kind of double proxy barracks build, that would be his best option. But really, his best option would probably be switching to Zerg before Stork noticed and then 4-pooling. I mean, really? I mean, that's his... I can't see any way go.go can win this, and maybe go.go can get lucky. I mean, I don't know this map very well, but I'm assuming from what it looks like, Stork position those gateways and pylons outside of normal scout placement, and especially on one-on-one maps when you have to expect that early probe. Usually you see Terran players scout either extremely early or extremely late, and we see go.go already putting down his barracks and refinery without scouting. You know, go.go really taking a big risk here. I think he wants to get ahead on economy, and he's just a second gateway for Stork. So Stork's going all in with this 2-gate proxy build, and it looks like go.go is really just trying to take a big risk here, not scouting, not really, you know, doing anything out of the norm, and just hoping that Stork plays straight. And he does have a barracks and supply depot that he's going to be able to micro with a little bit there, but that doesn't protect the SCV line. So that's actually a pretty poor base structure there for the 2-gate proxy, and I think go.go's going to have a real fun time trying to defend this.
Yeah, I mean, he did a good job with the barracks and the supply depot placement. For those of you who don't know, if the barracks is to the left of the supply depot like that, he can run a marine through the buildings between them, and a Zealot can't follow, so he can micro a marine. But like you said, it's actually really far away from his mineral line, so he's not going to be able to defend his SCVs. Oh my god, and not only that, but losing... I mean, he lost the SCV building a factory. I don't think I've seen... I mean, I can't even do that to Terrans on iCup. I can't even do that to D-level Terrans. So go.go really showing his poor unit control there. I mean, these are just getting worse and worse and worse. I mean, he's lost 2 SCVs now. He's going to be able to chase this Zealot off for a bit, but he has 7 SCVs off... Well, was it 4 SCVs off minerals right now, and the factory's really delayed. Stork, even though he proxied 2 gateways, got us. Oh no, don't let the fucking Zealots in there. This is just not looking good at all for go.go. I mean, go.go now knows it's a proxy, but at the same time... Oh, he's going to lose the SCV again. Okay, he's got a factory... He's got a factory building up. He's going to get it soon here, but he's going to be forced... Basically, this is so bad for go.go, because even though he's going to hold off these these Zealots, he's going to have to build a Vulture to continue to hold them off. As you can see there, he's not putting down a shop. I think he looks like he hasn't started anything, actually, but he's going to be building a Vulture before a shop, and that's going to be really bad because you can see Stork already got his Cyber Core up. So there's going to be 2 Dragoons coming out of those gateways relatively soon. And when those 2 Dragoons come out, if go.go doesn't have a tank, he's basically screwed. And there's no way he's going to hold that off. So, I mean, Stork doesn't even have to do that much damage with his Zealots here. go.go doing a good job to not take much damage, but, I mean, things are just getting progressively worse and worse for him. I mean, now that the Goon's out, 2 Goons out, Stork's going to be able to crush that army. go.go can't fight this. go.go has to run away. I don't know what he's doing. He has to get out of there. I mean, as bad as his unit control is, he can't afford to really fucking lose all these units. And that was just a disaster. I mean, this is awful. go.go's, I mean, there's no chance right now. This game is pretty much over already.
Yeah, and you know what, even though I'm definitely a Stork fan and I don't think go.go's that good, I mean, I really think that Terran is coming out in me. I'm starting to think that this is actually a really gay map, because not only is it a 1 versus 1 map, I mean, they're pretty much done. go.go doesn't even have his machine shop, and Stork already has 4 Dragoons in his base. 4 Dragoons. There's absolutely no way that go.go's going to be able to hold this off. But I mean, think about it realistically. This is a 2-player map where you can proxy a lot of locations, and there's no ramp where you can easily hold against early Dragoons, and you can't wall off your natural expansion. So I mean, there's really absolutely nothing you can do to this build in the bottom position, because on the top position you can put your barracks next to your command center on the left side to use it to micro against early zealots, but in the bottom position it doesn't work when the barracks is on the opposite side of the command center, when the minerals are on the right hand side. And go.go moving a volt, yeah, sorry,
oh, you got a vulture
the first time. He got a vulture out, and he's actually lost the SCV to probes, but he's got a vulture out, and he's actually going to lose his factory. So go.go down. It looks like go.go's last hope is to kill Stork's entire army and his entire base and all of his buildings with this 1 vulture. And Stork's not even, he's going to try and micro it down with only probe.
I mean, what would cap this game off in hilarities? Okay, no, too bad, GG. I kind of really wanted to see go.go, like, lose his vulture to probes. I mean, that would just end the hilarity, just end it on another funny note. You know, I mean, as much as I hate when Terrans are whining about Protoss and balance, like, I'm almost going to have to agree with you that that was not really well thought out by the map makers. It's going to be really tough for Terran to do anything at all about Protoss proxy gates. I mean, we might see another, like, destination where Protoss is proxy gating almost every game, so... And this even way worse than destination, because you don't have a ramp and you can't wall off. So, I mean, yeah, it's really kind of a shitty situation for Terran, but I think if Terran are able to survive into the mid-game, the map isn't too bad, but definitely that's a huge Protoss advantage. Oh well, what can you do? I think also it's pretty Zerg favored against Protoss, so... You know, it's going to be one of the...
we've been seeing countless Protosses go down on that map to Zerg. So, I mean, I really... You know, I'm not saying fuck Protoss, but fuck Protoss. But, yeah. But I guess I really can't see any problems with it. I mean, this is the first time... I mean, this is the first group, actually, we've seen a TVP. And this is the first time we've seen a TVP on Carthage. I believe this is a first here. And so the first Protoss ever to play on Carthage does a proxy gate. So I think that really leads into how this map is going to be played in the future. But, I mean... Although, you know, we kind of predicted that Stork is going to crush go.go, I mean, I didn't literally think he was going to build 2 gateways outside of his base to crush him faster.
Yeah, I mean, that game could not have been more one-sided. It was basically complete domination by Stork. There was no point in that game where go.go had any hope of winning. Basically, the game was over at, like, the 37-second mark. So, pretty pathetic performance by go.go. Even though definitely some map disadvantage, but there's a lot of things that he could have done much better. I mean, first of all, you can't lose the SCV that's building a factory to a probe. That's really just pathetic and embarrassing, especially at the pro level. Not really much more to say other than go.go, pretty poor TVP play. Stork showing that he is definitely the better player, and that map is definitely, we're going to see a lot of PvT abuse on that map. If Stork proxy gates on it on the first game ever, then we're probably definitely going to be seeing a lot of proxy gates, so watch out for that. Any final thoughts before we move on to the next game?
No, man, I guess that wraps that up, and I'm going to be looking forward to C vs 4GG in the 4th set on this map. hopefully C gets his shit together, because 4G's TVT, you know, not only is it good, but I think it really could produce an interesting game. But so yeah, I guess that wraps that up, and peace out, guys.
Peace out.